There's a woman out there who has made a career out of stealing men. Not just any men. Men who are already taken, men who are married, men who seemed completely devoted to their partners. She's not your average homewrecker. This woman is filthy, rich, has royal blood running through her veins, and when I tell you her name at the end of this video, you're going to be absolutely shocked. She operates like a predator, targeting the most committed relationships and destroying them without a second thought. The scariest part? She's so good at what she does that most men don't even realize they're being hunted until it's too late. Her methods are calculated, her resources are unlimited, and her success rate is terrifying. This woman lives in a world most of us can only dream about. We're talking about private jets, million-dollar jewelry collections, and homes in every major city around the globe. But here's the thing. She doesn't use her wealth just to live comfortably. She uses it as a weapon. Her royal connections open doors that stay permanently closed to regular people. She moves in circles where power and influence flow like water. And she knows exactly how to use both to get what she wants. Nobody talks about her openly because everyone's afraid of her power. She operates in the shadows of high society, leaving a trail of broken relationships and devastated women behind. Her the craziest part? She's been doing this for years, and somehow she's managed to keep her reputation spotless in the public eye. Here's how she operates. First, she identifies her target. She doesn't go after single men. That would be too easy and, frankly, too boring for her. She specifically hunts men who are in committed relationships, engaged or married. She has an entire network of people who feed her information about successful, attractive men who seem happy in their relationships. The happier and more stable the relationship appears, the more interested she becomes. Once she sets her sights on someone, she uses her unlimited resources to insert herself into his world. She'll suddenly appear at the same charity events, the same exclusive restaurants, the same private clubs. It seems like coincidence, but nothing about this woman is ever accidental. She presents herself as the perfect fantasy, incredibly wealthy, stunningly beautiful, mysterious and completely untouchable. Men become obsessed with trying to figure her out. She makes herself irresistible not just through her looks, but through the lifestyle she represents. The psychological manipulation is masterful. She makes men feel like they're missing out on something extraordinary by staying with their ordinary partners. Hit that like button right now if you want to know who she is, because what I'm about to tell you next will blow your mind. This woman wasn't born into just any wealthy family. We're talking about legitimate royal bloodlines here, the kind of ancestry that comes with titles, castles, and connections that go back centuries. Her family tree reads like a history book of European nobility. She inherited not just money, but actual power. The kind of influence that can make or break careers, open any door, and silence any scandal. Growing up in this world gave her access to the most exclusive education money can buy. She speaks multiple languages fluently, understands art, culture, and politics at the highest levels. She was trained from birth to be charming, sophisticated, and absolutely captivating. But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of using her position for traditional royal duties or charity work, she turned her gifts into something much darker. She learned that her status and wealth could get her absolutely anything she wanted, including other women's men. Her social circle includes presidents, CEOs, movie stars, and other royalty. When she decides she wants someone, she doesn't just compete with his current partner. She brings the full weight of her royal status and unlimited resources into the battle. It's like bringing a tank to a knife fight. Let's talk numbers for a minute. This woman's personal fortune is estimated to be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. But that's just what she personally controls. When you add in her family's wealth and assets, we're talking about billions. She owns properties in Manhattan, London, Paris, Monaco, and several private islands. Her jewelry collection alone is worth more than most people will earn in their entire lifetime. She has a fleet of luxury cars, multiple yachts, and access to private jets whenever she wants them. But here's how she weaponizes her wealth. When she wants a man, she doesn't just seduce him. She offers him a completely different life. Private trips to exotic locations, access to exclusive events, introduction to powerful people who can advance his career. She makes his current life look small and boring by comparison. Imagine your man getting invited to private parties with celebrities, being offered business deals worth millions, or getting access to experiences that money usually can't buy. How is any normal woman supposed to compete with that kind of lifestyle upgrade? Comment down below if you've ever suspected someone like this was after your man, because the signs I'm about to share might sound familiar. She doesn't hunt in random places. This woman has specific locations where she finds her targets, and they're all places where successful, committed men naturally gather. High-end business conferences are one of her favorite spots. She shows up as a keynote speaker or major sponsor, giving her automatic credibility and access to the most successful men in the room. While their wives are at home, she's making connections. Exclusive charity galas are another hunting ground. These events attract wealthy, philanthropic men who appear to be good family men. She presents herself as a fellow philanthropist, bonding over shared causes while subtly undermining their home relationships. Private clubs, luxury resorts, and exclusive sporting events are also on her list. Anywhere that successful men go to network and relax, she finds a way to be there. She specifically targets men who seem most devoted to their partners. The challenge excites her. She believes that if she can steal a man who appears completely committed, it proves her superior power and desirability. Her seduction process is like a military operation. It starts with what seems like innocent encounters. She'll bump into her target at multiple events, creating the illusion of fate, bringing them together. Phase 1 is establishing intellectual connection. She researches everything about him beforehand. His business, his interests, his problems. When they talk, she seems to understand him better than anyone else ever has. Phase 2 is emotional manipulation. She positions herself as someone who's misunderstood, lonely despite her wealth and status. She makes him feel like he's the only one who truly sees the real her. Men find this combination of vulnerability and power irresistible. Phase 3 is lifestyle temptation. She casually mentions incredible experiences, private concerts by famous musicians, dinners with world leaders, vacations to places most people never see. She doesn't directly invite him initially, but plants seeds about what life could be like. Phase 4 is creating artificial scarcity. She becomes mysteriously busy, harder to reach. This makes him pursue her more aggressively, often neglecting his actual relationship in the process. By the time he realizes what's happening, he's already emotionally detached from his partner and obsessed with her. Share this video right now to warn other women, because what I'm about to reveal about her recent victims will make you understand how dangerous she really is. Let me tell you about some of her recent conquests, and trust me, these stories will make your blood boil. There was a CEO from New York who had been married for 15 years. Happy marriage, 3 kids, the whole picture. Perfect family. She targeted him at a business summit in Switzerland. Within 6 months, he had left his wife and children for her. The divorce cost him half his fortune, but that wasn't even the worst part. After she got bored with him, she dumped him publicly at a charity gala, leaving him with nothing. Another victim was a famous athlete who was engaged to his college sweetheart. She appeared at several of his games, always in VIP sections, always looking stunning. She offered him endorsement deals through her connections, private training facilities, and access to sports medicine that could extend his career. His fiancée couldn't compete with that kind of professional advancement. The engagement ended, and she moved on to her next target within weeks. The pattern is always the same. She promises them the world, gets them to abandon their current lives, then discards them when the thrill is gone. These men lose everything, while she simply adds another victory to her collection. Ladies, here are the red flags that your man might be her next target. First, sudden, unexplained changes in his schedule. If he's attending more business events, charity functions, or exclusive gatherings than usual, pay attention. She operates in these circles, and she needs access to make her move. Second, new interest in luxury experiences. If your man suddenly starts talking about private jets, expensive wines, exclusive resorts, or high-end fashion, someone might be planting these ideas in his head. Third, secretive phone behavior. If he's getting calls or messages that he won't discuss, or if he's suddenly very protective of his phone, that's a major warning sign. Fourth, criticism of your lifestyle. If he starts making comments about how you two never do anything exciting, or how other couples seem to live more glamorous lives, she might already be working on him. Fifth, mysterious new connections. If he mentions meeting interesting people but is vague about who they are or how he met them, be very suspicious. Comment protect if you want to learn how to shield your relationship from women like her, because these next tips could save your marriage. Here's how to protect your relationship from predators like her. First, strengthen your emotional connection. She targets men who feel unappreciated or misunderstood at home. Make sure your man feels valued, heard, and emotionally satisfied in your relationship. Second, stay involved in his professional life. Attend business events with him when possible. Meet his colleagues and contacts. The harder it is for her to isolate him, the less likely she is to succeed. Third, maintain your own interests and social life. Men are attracted to confident, independent women. If you become clingy or desperate, you're actually making his current life less appealing. Fourth, pay attention to changes in his behavior and address them immediately. Don't ignore red flags hoping they'll go away. Fifth, keep your relationship exciting. Plan surprises, try new experiences together, and make sure you're not taking each other for granted. Remember, she preys on relationships that have become routine or stale. The stronger and more dynamic your connection, the harder it becomes for her to break in. Now, I know you've been waiting patiently to find out who this woman is. The name I'm about to reveal is going to shock you because it's someone you would never suspect. This isn't some unknown socialite operating in the shadows. This is someone who has been in the public eye, someone who has carefully crafted a reputation as a respectable member of high society. When I tell you her name, you're going to understand why she's been so successful at flying under the radar. Her public image is so different from her private behavior that most people would never believe the truth. You've probably seen her in magazines, at royal events, maybe even admired her from a distance. The contrast between who she appears to be and who she really is will leave you speechless. Are you ready? Because once you know this name, you'll never look at her the same way again. The woman I've been telling you about. This royal homewrecker who destroys marriages for sport is Lady Isabella Montagu Windsor. Yes, you heard that right. The same woman who appears at charity galas looking like the perfect aristocrat. The same woman who gives speeches about family values and traditional relationships. Lady Isabella has been using her royal title and massive inheritance to seduce other women's husbands for over a decade. Her public persona is completely fake, designed to hide her true nature as a relationship destroyer. I told you the name would shock you. This revelation changes everything you thought you knew about her. Now that you know who she really is, let me tell you what she's been up to lately. Just last month, she was spotted in Monaco with a married film producer whose wife had just given birth to their second child. The same week, she was photographed in London with a tech billionaire who had publicly declared his devotion to his wife of 20 years. Her latest strategy involves using social media to research her targets' personal lives. She studies their wives' Instagram accounts, learning about relationship problems, family issues, and insecurities. Then she positions herself as everything the wife is not. The most disturbing part? She keeps detailed records of her conquests, photos, messages, even personal items from the men she's destroyed. It's like a trophy collection of broken relationships. Several private investigators have been hired by her victims' ex-wives, but her legal team always manages to keep everything quiet. Money and royal connections can silence almost anyone. But now that her name is out there, her days of operating in secret might finally be numbered. The truth has a way of spreading, especially when it's this shocking. Share this video immediately to warn every woman you know about Lady Isabella Montague to Windsor. The more people who know her true nature, the harder it becomes for her to find new victims. Comment below if you've ever encountered her or someone like her. Your story could help other women recognize the signs. Hit that subscribe button, because I'll be following up with more shocking revelations about how the ultra-wealthy prey on regular people's relationships. The truth is finally out there.